Welcome to episode 2 of Inside the WSOP. In this video series, we're going to be talking about a lot of hands or spots that we get into throughout the World Series. And if you check out the first episode, it was Berkey talking about his ace-king fold in the 3K shootout, where he ended up squeezing, and then there was a shove and another shove behind him. And he ends up doing something with the ace-king. You'll have to check it out if you want to see. I figured I would talk about a hand where I didn't fold, and I had slightly weaker hand than the ace-king. So this was in the Colossus. I think this was probably in the 6th bullet or so. I fired 11 bullets. I didn't even come close to the money, and it was just max pain over and over and over again. But hey, what can you do? This one was from the 5th or 6th bullet. I don't even remember anymore. I had about 5,500 chips at 15300, and I was under the gun too. I limped with the king queen of diamonds. It folds around to the small blind who completes. He has about 15,000, and then the big blind elects to check. The flop comes 7 of hearts, 7 of spades, 8 of diamonds, and the small blind checks, the big blind checks, and I bet 500 into roughly 1,400. The small blind doesn't think very long and folds, and the big blind also doesn't think very long and elects to call. So when he calls, I think his range on the flop is, a lot of straight draws, possibly 2 overs in a straight draw, 9-10, Jack-9, Jack-10, all of those combinations. He could have 5-6 for the lower end of a straight draw, or he could have a hand like 8x. Possibly 7x. I think he would check raise this at some frequency on the flop. So the turn is the 2 of spades, and he checks. I elect to check back here, and the river is the 3 of clubs. So we have 2,400 in the pot, and I have roughly 4,700 behind in my stack, and he covers by a significant amount. He doesn't think for very long and bets 1,200, which is half pot. All right, so when he bets 1,200 on the river, I think the logical thing to do for us is to break down combinatorically how many hands he has for value and how many hands he has for bluffs. We can describe this as betting in a polarized manner. What this means is he's going to have either pretty nutted hands or simply just bluffs. Now, when we add up all the combinations of 7x throughout the entire deck, because there are 2 7s out there, it eliminates a lot of the different variations that he could have. So there's 82 different 7x combos that he could possibly have, and then he could have pocket 7s, deuces, 3s, or pocket 8s. Now, there's 3 combinations of deuces, 3 of 3s, and 3 of 8s, and then, of course, just 1 of pocket 7s. Now, maybe he elected to just check pocket 9s in the big blind. I don't know how likely it is, but we can still give him those combinations as well, bringing us to a grand total of 98 combinations of value. So we have 98 combinations of value, and now let's add up his bluffs. So we're giving him Jack-10, Jack-9, 9-10, 5-6, 10-6 seems very reasonable. 9-6 is definitely reasonable. Possibly 9-5 that he peeled with a gutter and an over, just like 10-6. So when we add up all of those combinations, we get to 112. So he has more bluffs that we beat in relation to value that we do not beat. We have to call 1,200 into a pot of 3,600, meaning we're getting a great price, and even more so now that we beat more bluffs than value hands he has. So I like to call here and am rewarded when I'm shown the Jack-9 of hearts And that wraps up my hand of the day. I hope you guys will keep tuning in for more hands of the days throughout the World Series. We're gonna try to put these out every couple of days, possibly day after day, just to give you guys a little inside glimpse of what happens at the Rio during these tournaments, hopefully interesting spots, something of value in every different hand, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Christian will be coming up next, and thanks.